nourish you with Edu Masala.
Chapter 5 Soldiers of Defense. Indicators 1. Skin and defense. The outermost layer of the skin, epidermis, have a protein called keratin. It will prevent the entry of germs. The sebaceous gland in skin produces a fluid, sebum, which will make the skin oily and waterproof. The disinfectants present in the sweat produced by sweat gland destroys the germs. Mucous membrane and defense. The mucous membrane is another protective covering of body parts. Pathogens trapped in the mucus produced by this membrane get destroyed. The destroyed germs are expelled out by the cilia cells of the mucous membrane. Indicators 2. The advantage of dilation of capillaries at the wound site. When the capillaries dilate, blood flow to that region increases. Blood plasma and more white blood cells reach the wound site. Role of white blood cells in the inflammatory response. White blood cells reach the wound site. Neutrophils and monocytes engulf and destroy germs. Inflammatory response and defense. Inflammatory response is a defense mechanism. In inflammatory response, the cells that get damaged by a wound or by an infection produce certain chemical substances. These substances dilate the capillaries, thereby increasing the blood flow. Blood plasma and more white blood cells reach the wound site. Neutrophils and monocytes engulf and destroy the germs. Indicators 3. Significance of vaccination. Vaccination is the best method to prevent diseases. The components in vaccines act as antigens that stimulate the defense mechanism of the body. Antibodies are formed in the body against them. These antibodies are retained in the body, which in future protects the body from the pathogen responsible for the same disease. Components of vaccines. Any one of the components from alive or dead or neutralized germs, neutralized toxins or cellular parts of the pathogens will be the component of each vaccine. Antigens and antibodies. Foreign bodies or pathogens that enter the body and stimulate the defense mechanism are called antigens. Antibodies are proteins produced against antigen. In vaccination, vaccine acts as antigen and antibodies produced against these antigen retained in the body, which in future protects the body from the pathogen responsible for the same disease. Indicators 4. Antigens and blood groups. Antibodies and blood groups. Rh factor. The blood groups in which Rh factor is present are known as positive blood groups, and those without Rh factor are called negative blood groups. Let us assess. First question. Which among the following is not included in non-specific body defense? A. Production of sebum. B. Action of hydrochloric acid in the stomach. C. Action of B lymphocytes. D. Action of lysozyme in saliva. The answer is C. Action of B lymphocytes. Second question. Write the functions of blood cells in the defense mechanism of the body. Specifically identify and destroy pathogens that enter the body by overcoming the non-specific defense mechanism of the body. Third question. What is the basis of grouping blood into different types? Everybody cannot receive blood of all blood groups. Why? The basis of blood grouping is the presence of antigen seen on the surface of the red blood cells. When an antigen reaches one's blood, it stimulates defense activity to produce antibody. The antigen and antibody react each other and form a blood clot. Hence, everyone cannot receive blood from all blood groups. Thank you.